UK Prime Minister Theresa May is in Brussels for an EU summit. It's coming less than 24 hours after surviving a vote of confidence. She is seeking legally binding pledges from leaders of the EU over the Irish backstop. It's a key obstacle for MPs who oppose her Brexit deal. It's understood the EU will not renegotiate the deal, but may be willing to give greater assurances on the temporary nature of the backstop. The PM won the ballot and her leadership by 200 to 117 votes last night. Speaking in Downing straight after the vote, Madam May vowed to deliver the Brexit people voted for, but says she had listened to the concerns of MPs who voted against her. And the lawyer Santoma Joel joins us now from Wolverhampton, the UK, to discuss the political atmosphere in Britain, of course, with all this goings on over there. Thank you very much for joining us again on TVC News. But then let's begin with fallout of last night's vote that saw Mrs. May surviving. What are your thoughts on the level of opposition that she has coming from even within her party?
Yeah, thank you for the problem within the Conservative Party is actually deepening. And this election that just have these votes that just happened last night actually demonstrates that a lot of the Conservative MPs are actually against her. Yes, she won the vote. One could say that she won or she's alive to fight another day. And some people could say that she's alive to die on a different day. She's demonstrated that she's quite resilient and she's able to push forward, but she had to give something in order to win that vote. And that assurance was the fact that she's not going to be fighting the next election.
Okay. All right. I do recall that she also said that she, of course, wouldn't contest in the forthcoming elections, just like you said. But then let's talk about this controversial Brexit policy now that she sealed with the EU. The EU is saying they wouldn't renegotiate, but now she's in Brussels to perhaps get a tougher deal concerning this controversial backstop plan. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't know if she's going to get anything different from what she already has. However, she's gone to Brussels to see if she could get some assurances with regards to the backstop. You know, the backstop is a temporary arrangement for the open border of the island of Ireland, and a lot of her people, a lot of her MPs are not very comfortable with the draft agreement on the backstop, as this will actually change the concept of the United Kingdom with regards to Belfast. She's gone there. We are hopeful that, or some of us are hopeful that she will come back with something different, but we so much doubt she's going to come back with anything different, apart from the fact that she may secure some assurances with regards to the backstop that is already in place.
But the policy in itself has been touted unworkable and will not make it through the House of Commons. Do you share in these views?
Yes, I do. It's not going to, if that arrangement, if that draft agreement should come to the Parliament tomorrow, it's going to be defeated. You know, there were agreements that led to this open border between the Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom. A lot of lives were lost, and if adequate measures were not taken in place in order to avert the same sort of thing that happened in the past, we may see a return of the problem within that axis. And a lot of people in the United Kingdom are unable to support her with regards to that draft agreement. She has to do something. Either the Brussels people, the technocrats there, either they remove that backstop. That is her major issue. And we don't see, somebody like me don't see her getting anything different from what she has already. I suspect that the technocrats in Brussels know that this is going to be a fundamental problem for her. And this may eventually lead to her revoking Article 50. We don't know yet, or delaying Article 50, because at the moment we don't see that draft agreement passing through the Parliament.
And there's also some talk now about the 39 billion pounds now, or euros now, that the UK is billed to pay the EU now as part of this divorce deal. Is that also garnering from your end as much opposition as all these other issues?
Yes, it is. It is, but that's the divorce bill. And as much as many people will be fighting it, saying that it's too much of a money to pay to Brussels, but the legal agreement is there, and that's what the divorce bill is. So if the UK is leaving the Europe, then that's the bill they have to pay. It's a gradual process. It's not something you have to pay on a one go, but that's the amount. That's the divorce bill. That's what it costs. And the United Kingdom knows about this before they even joined the Union. So no one can shy away from that. Although there's been a lot of rebels against that amount as something that is ridiculously high, but that's what it is at the moment.
Let's pan our attention now to Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn now. There are talks now. Some are calling on him to support the call for another vote on Brexit. Do you agree?
Well, you know, the premise of the Brexit was, in fact, the election that happened last year, that happened 2016, with regards to Brexit, it was just saddled with a lot of deceit. A lot of information that were given to the voters were all false. And a lot of people are asking that the voters should be given the opportunity to vote again. You know, now having known the right information, the true picture of things, like the money they said they were going to be giving to the NHS, a whole lot of things were false. And the people all thought it's all about taking our borders back. Now, the election, the vote that happened yesterday, as opposed to people voting for Theresa May, people actually voted against Corbyn. A lot of people are skeptical about the leadership of Corbyn, and perhaps that was why they averted that impending general election if at all Theresa May was voted out yesterday. I suspect that's one of the reasons why she's still there today. I don't know about Corbyn, but I am of the support that a second referendum should be granted.
All right, Joel Santoma, we appreciate your analysis always. Thank you very much for your time with TVC News.
Thank you for having me.